It is frosty outside the AIS Arena, but it is heating up inside because we are not far away from the CODE Sports NBL Blitz doubleheader. The action starts not very far away. Brisbane taking on Melbourne in Game 1, who it's going to contain, who I think is going to lead the scoring this year, Javon Freeman-Liberty for the Brisbane Bullets. He's a special, special player. Game 2, Joel.
Adelaide and Tassie, what a start Adelaide got off to against the Hawks the other night. So much talent on that team. And Tassie, well, they had a great game. Josh Bannon, the winner against Cairns the other night. There's a lot of exciting import talent on that Tassie team. So that's going to be the second game. And the second games at this CODE Sports NBL Blitz, they've been the real heaters. We had the overtime game the other night. We had a beauty last night. 2 great games yesterday. Hopefully night 4 delivers the same.
Why did you talk up the game that you're going to be calling? I've got to get in because mine's about to start.
Junior, who rises and throws it down. Magnay again comes across.
This is Kim, head pilot of Balloon Aloft Canberra. It's one of the capital's top outdoor attractions, and the rides usually sell out way in advance. It's no wonder Kim hasn't told you about the spectacular views of the city's roundabouts. Oh, and the National Arboretum, the Brindabella Range, and Lake Burley Griffin. As he always says, didn't think I had to. I mean, how do you put this into words anyway? Canberra, there's more than they're telling us.
We don't do clickbait, fake news or influencers. And you can keep your FOMO, cheap tricks and propaganda. We want nationwide muscle.
Get that, India. Rise again.
Robust opinion.
It's on here.
The voice of sport.
No way. That is massive.
Anything else is just noise. CODE Sports. No BS, just sport. Grab the app today.
Hello and welcome to night 4 of CODE Sports NBL Blitz action. Melbourne United taking on the Brisbane Bullets. Both of these teams in their second games throughout the Blitz. And I'll tell you what, Melbourne United, 178 points in their first outing. We just spoke to Dean Vickerman. He's looking to see a little bit of improvement for the Brisbane Bullets. Well, they were impressive with a win over Sydney, and one man more impressive than most as we welcome everybody in, Javon Freeman-Liberty. I was told, now people overhype guys in the preseason. I was told by someone I trust that he could lead the league in scoring, and I left that game thinking, very well could be true.
Yeah, it was a fun first outing from the new import for the Bullets. It was a fun first outing for that team as a whole. The new head coach, and they get a win over the highly touted Sydney Kings. So a chance to see how they back up and get another look at them coming through the Blitz. And, you know, we're looking for a bit of an improved performance from Melbourne United as well. They welcome their superstar, Chris Golding, back into the lineup. He's going to play a few minutes tonight. And there you see the starting unit. Tyson Walker a little quiet in their opening Blitz game.
Now, Tyson Walker, throughout their previous preseason games, did have some impressive moments, so I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about, but we know what happens. The media, the narrative, the storylines. You have 2 bad games of the Blitz, lamb. You're a lamb to the slaughter, the likes of Derek Rucker and Damon Lowry.
Well, he's had some good games in preseason games in the lead up to this time in Canberra. And I tell you who was impressive, though, the big fella, Jesse Edwards. 13-9 in that loss to Perth, but showed some really good signs at both ends of the floor.
We were speaking earlier about how surprising it is, the turnover on this Melbourne United roster. There are a lot of names, and it's hard to really work out, and again, it's early stages, whether on paper you can say it's better or worse.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they've made some really strategic changes along the way. There's a lot of kind of like-for-like changes, right? Jesse Edwards comes in for Marcus Lee. Finn Delaney comes in for Jack White. Tyson Walker comes in at the point guard spot where Dellavedova was. Now, their hope under the expert leadership of Dean Vickerman is that the sum of the parts is going to be at a championship level.
We forget as well, assistant coach Jacob Chance Heading off to the Austin Spurs, head coaching in the G League, which is unbelievable for yet another Australian. We talk about our players going over, but the coaches are now starting to leave their mark.
Yeah, very exciting for him. And speaking of assistant coaches, a shout out to Jack Fleming and family who are welcoming a new addition today.
Bubble, good friend of mine. He looks like a big baby as well, so he's going to have a son who looks like him immediately. It's going to be fantastic. Or a daughter, we're not sure there exactly, but good luck to him and all the best to the Fleming family. We'll have a look at the current points tally for the Blitz standing. The Perth Wildcats, year in, year out, they told me, life after Bryce Cotton, they're not going to be able to do anything, Liam. They're sitting up the top of the Blitz right now.
They've had a good couple of days, for sure, the Wildcats. The Bullets, though, those 6 points are after one game. So they're gonna try and get after it in this one. Obviously, you get points for the win. You get points for winning each of the quarters.
Now, Dash Daniels, of course, you're heavily involved in the Next Stars program. You've done a fantastic job bringing some real talent to our shores and keeping some Australian talent, especially in the days of NIL.
Yeah.
I do not envy your job, Liam, and you've done a fantastic job giving us what we've got, especially. But Dash Daniels, such an exciting prospect for Melbourne United, and these are the sort of games, especially early in the season, you can get rid of some of those nerves. We can really start to see what they're about.
Yeah, so excited to have Dash Daniels in the league as a Next Star. Of course, we know how well his brother's playing at that NBA level. Dash has a big future. He's very young, still 17, and this Melbourne United program are doing a great job of supporting and developing him.
17 years old. It's amazing, isn't it? And for such a physical international league, like we have guys that come over, professionals that have played elsewhere, come over and start complaining about fouls that don't exist because the league over here is so physical. So it's unbelievable that you get players, and sometimes you lose sight of the fact of just how young they are.
Yep.
Not far from tip-off here. Jalen Adams back in action. We mentioned before, Javon Freeman-Liberty could be one of the real superstars and the real storylines of this season. A guy that scores with ease, and we were taken off guard a little bit because he is really sneaky athletic.
Yeah, very quick, very athletic, can really slice his way to the cup. Shot the ball not too badly the other night as well.
Cool, calm, and collected as well. He's got a bit of swagger about him. Gets the ball here, guarded by Doyle. Works off the Smith-Milner screen. Nice little dip pass. The floater is no good. Sam McDaniel as well back into this lineup after almost a year spent out with injury. Such an integral defensive part of this Bullets makeup. Doyle on the drive. Delaney buries him.
That's a good sign for Melbourne United fans. Finn Delaney, I mentioned the other night, he's looking in great nick. Really fit, strong, playing well here in the pre-season.
Certainly does. Smith-Milner worried out of it. Walker, can he get on the scoreboard early? Probes, puts it up. Nice finish.
Good take, Tyson Walker. We're just starting to get used to all these new imports, getting a bit of a read on them all. Tyson Walker hit 6 threes the other night in that preseason game against Southeast Melbourne, and there he is, slicing to the cup.
McDaniel, talk about two guys that are in shape going head-to-head right there, Delaney and McDaniel. Adams tries his luck from the nail and cashes it.
There's a pep in Jalen Adams' step here in preseason. 4 of 6 from long range in the win over Sydney, and he knocks down an early one.
There'd be a pep in my step as well if I knew that my backcourt partner was able to score at the will that he is there. And Delaney, you talk about in shape. All strength there. He wanted the whistle as well. He's not going to get it. As we see Dean Vickerman up and about on the sidelines. The first game this preseason that he's coached.
Yeah, they do tend to share it around as McDaniel can't hit from 3. All the assistants have had a game over the course of the last week or so, and now Vico says, you know what, I better do something and take the reins for a game.
Delaney again getting deep to the rim, gets it taken off him. That one to get wrapped up to the eye of Dean Vickerman, who thought there was a little too much contact.
Smart by Delaney here, just felt the comment. It was pretty obvious what was taking place. A foul on Prather, but hey, he's showing a little outside and inside here in the first couple of minutes. For a moment, I thought there was going to be a controversial no whistle, but not only does he get the foul call, he's off to the free throw line.
Well, the refs also understanding the gravity of Dean Vickerman coaching his first preseason game, and they've said, you know what, Coach?
Oh.
If you're going to be up and about, I guess you're right.
Okay.
I guess you're correct.
You thinking he's getting the friendly whistle?
I think he just got a golden whistle there.
Stu Lash, meanwhile, down the other end. Johnny come lately.
Of course, we spoke to Malcolm Watts in the last Brisbane Bullets game, and it was really interesting for him to talk about the appointment of Stu Lash, which was, for all intents and purposes, obscure. Adams tries his luck again. That's no good. But, of course, they went through the process, and, you know, they got one win on the board in the official preseason. It's Delaney again getting into the paint. Doyle. Delaney spins, fakes, goes up and finishes.
Jump on board the Delaney train. I am driving from the front. We're stopping all stations. Really like the look of him as Freeman Liberty can't finish at the rim.
Freeman Liberty, 27 points in the first game for Brisbane as the pass is broken up by McDaniel. Prather through the chest of Doyle, looks to get a bit of contact on the side from Edwards, and he'll go to the line for two.
Well, the push of the ball from the Bullets was a feature the other night in that win over Sydney. Stu Lash wants them to play fast, wants them to put heat on the rim, and you know, that's music to the ears of guys like Jalen Adams and Freeman Liberty, Casey Prather. That import trio combined for 61 of their 100 points, and it was fun to watch.
You must be new to the game, because that is Stu Lash basketball.
Okay.
For the educated out there, that is Stu Lash basketball.
You're familiar with it? You've been going back to the tapes?
Well, the tape luckily was one game, and I went back to it, and you're dead on. 7-point lead in the early going for Melbourne United. Started their blitz off with a loss, looking to get in the winners column here. Krebs drives baseline. Edwards. Whistle for the travel. Right now it's Finn Delaney taking on the Bullets. Walker chips in with two.
Yeah, he's off to a strong start. Wouldn't have minded just seeing Jesse Edwards rise up and shoot that. Get a bit of a sense for the jump shot.
He's an imposing figure.
He's going to be...
To make Toby Smith-Milner look small, you've got to be a large man.
Yeah, he's got those big broad shoulders. And
Adams on the drive. Kicks it back to Smith-Milner. That's what he does best. Can't convert that time, but Prather will clean it up. Six seconds on the shot clock. Freeman Liberty blocked by Edwards.
And that's what he does best. Jesse Edwards, protect the rim.
Cash from Milton Doyle. And you get the feeling we're going to see a little bit of that back and forth throughout the year for United.
There's some of the imports for United going to work. Edwards with the rim protection. Doyle, catch and shoot in transition.
Prather right in the face of Delaney. Can't complete. It's Tom Wilson getting ready to sub into the game after a massive year with Melbourne Tigers.
Is our man joining the call from? No, he's not. He's checking into the game.
He was about as close as you can get to commentary without throwing a headset on there.
As Callum Dalton checks in for Smith-Milner. I thought Callum Dalton played pretty well the other night. Of course, some of the legend Mark Dalton. And came in 10 points, 5 boards in 18 minutes. Of course, Tyrell Harrison, their star centre, unwell, not here in Canberra. So Dalton needing to come in and play some important minutes.
And you get the feeling as Delaney's going to get another chance at it. He's going to draw the foul after a nice little pass from Wilson. But a guy like Dalton's got to be ready to go, because we know if you look at history of both Casey Prather and Tyrell Harrison, both very injury prone, and you'd expect if history is anything to go by, there's going to be stretches of 2-3 games where these guys are going to have to sit out. Hopefully not.
Yeah. Well, listen, you've got to have 3 centres on your roster, and you've got to have 3 point guards. Now, everyone else can slide in and around those spots. But if a PG goes down, you need someone else that can step in and handle the ball, and you need someone to man the middle. And you're right, Tyrell Harrison tends to miss some games. Meanwhile, I find this interesting. Finn Delaney going to work on Casey Prather. They love playing Prather at the 4 these days. He was at the 3 years past, Perth, Melbourne. Now he's at the 4. A guy like Finn Delaney saw that off the opening tip and said, I'm going to overpower him around the rim.
Two of the hardest 4 men to guard there. It's Finn Delaney and Casey Prather going head-to-head. Freeman Liberty on the handoff. 6 seconds on the shot clock. McDaniel can't finish it. Delaney will come up with the board. 10 seconds. Up to Edwards. Collects it and can't finish, but he'll get a chance at the line.
Those two, Milton Doyle, Jesse Edwards, just feels like they're starting to develop a little chemistry off that pick and roll. Edwards, we spoke about his rim protection. The big fella from the Netherlands, a pick and roll lob threat as well at the offensive end.
Well, Edwards as well, if you look at his previous seasons elsewhere and what we've seen so far, he's not a guy that's going to come out there and you're going to roll the ball in and say, hey, go one-on-one on the block. But he's a guy who's going to work very, very well with high IQ guards, which Melbourne has quite a few.
Yeah, it's the modern game. You don't see a lot of post-ups. So this is the type of five-man you see more often. A guy who can be a elite defender, pick and roll coverages and shot blocking at the rim. But offensively, what kind of a lob threat are you out of ball screen actions?
McDaniel. As Mitch Norton just cops one of the ribs and goes down. Dalton will work on Krislovich. Gets to Freeman Liberty, who steps back. Can't complete that. Freeman Liberty after 27 points in the first contest. He's yet to trouble the scorers in this one. Krislovich. Can't get that to fall. Krebs will clean it up and find Doyle. Can't get that one from the nail. Can Freeman Liberty get himself onto the sheet? Vickerman happy with the defense he's seeing from his unit so far.
Well, you would be when you've let your opponent score 3 points in 5.5 minutes of the ball game. So, yeah, he's ecstatic with the way they're getting after it defensively. Interesting to see Stu Lash. No timeout thus far. All right, you're really dry at the offensive end. Perhaps he's happy with the looks they've been getting, but he's letting them play through that in the early going.
Might want to remind him that he can do that. First year at the helm, Liam. You got.
Oh no,
my man, you can take a break in play. Now we joke. Stu Lash, of course, looks to have the chops to be able to get the job done in the head coach role, and it's going to be a very exciting year with him at the helm. Purchase fades away. Can't connect. Daniels, what an exciting player he's going to be. Daniels drives middle, steps back. Can't complete that one. Dalton. The Bullets moving the ball well for a team with only 3 points on the scoreboard. Can Mitch Norton end the drought? He can.
Great back cut from Mitch Norton. Good find over the top from Dalton.
Much needed bucket.
Connection, chain, connect.
Daniels. No sense of theatre there from the official who's going to whistle a moving screen as Dash was about to have his way with the rim.
Then Vickerman coaching with enthusiasm over here on the sidelines. Preseason action, that multi-championship winning coach, multi-coach of the year. He's up and about.
Almost back-to-back buckets for the first time in a long time there for the Bullets, who are looking to fight their way back into this game. Back to single figures, 3 minutes to go in the first term. Bowen gets a push for his trouble, blocked by Purchase. Good defense there from the son of NBL legend Nigel Purchase. Norton on the drive. Finds Jack. Can he do it on the other end? Can't connect that one. Looks to get another chance. Turns it down for Murray. And Dash Daniels known for his defense, and we see a little bit of it right there.
We've just stabilized a little bit here, the Bullets, these last couple of minutes. We mentioned the coaching staff letting them play through those early dry spells at the offensive end, and they've found a couple of avenues to the rim.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Nice drive. And a timeout as the Brisbane Bullets have finally started to find a little bit of rhythm on the offensive end.
And some reserves out there getting it done. Divas with the great attack right there. Tane Murray's come in and given them a nice little injection. Mitch Norton got to the rim, and indeed it's Melbourne United. Dean Vickerman not too happy and falling for time.
Well, if you're Brisbane Bullets and you look at Freeman Liberty yet to trouble the scorers, Casey Prather yet to trouble them as well, and you're only down 7 points. It's probably not all disaster so far, and I'm sure Stu Lash and the Bullets will be able to find their way back into this ball game. But Melbourne United, you know, we spoke a little bit earlier in the pre-game about whether their roster is better, the same, or worse than last year, but do you think you give them, due to a fair bit of turnover, they're going to have a little bit more leeway at the start of the year to work their way back in? Or are you going to be a harsh judge from the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're, you know, they've done. I feel like they've done a good job in replacing those losses, right? And I don't think they've gone for any, you know, home run swings. They haven't gone necessarily for some big flashy names. We spoke about that a little bit the other night, but I like the way they've put it together. I feel like Flynn Cameron is a big out. You know, we're going to see impressive play from him in Adelaide this season, but others are going to need to step up. Tom Wilson's going to need to give them some production. Dash Daniels is going to need to grow into the season at a really good rate. And a guy like Tanner Krebs is going to need to take his game to another level.
CG43 looking to make his mark on the game. Skip pass, unfortunately not the mark that he intended. You'd expect a jump from either Kyle Bowen or Tanner Krebs. And it's always tough to get both, but I'm expecting one of those two to really have a step up in production this year.
Yeah, well, Krebs took a bit of a leap last season, I thought. Gave them really good production down the stretch of the season. And you're right, Kyle Bowen's going to play a bigger role this year than he had last season.
Norton works on Walker. Can't get the finish to drop. Walker will push it the other way. Just the 7 points in game one. Nice little dish pass to Bowen and lays it in easy as you like.
Good find, good action. Always slap that early drag screen on. If you're a big guy, Tyson Walker knows how to work through it.
Norton. Dalton on the outside, no interest in the shot. Devers works on Doyle, 6 seconds, puts it up. Well defended by Milton Doyle, pushes the other way. Walker. CG43 got better with age last year. Can't open his account. Bowen breaks up the pass. And can Chris get his season off to a hot start? Can't. And he'll get another chance at it. On the drive. And there we go. You knew it was coming. And the account is officially open.
Fabian Krislovic doing the right thing off the offensive board. Get the ball back to Chris Golding. He's ready to make a play.
Norton gets into the paint. Can't find the pass out. United ball, foot violation.
Another nice healthy crowd in the building today, Felix.
To be honest, I'm surprised they're here.
Oh.
Because I went to Old Parliament House today, did a little tour.
Oh no.
Had so much fun. Could be one of my favourite things to do from now on. So I'm shocked that not everyone is there. CG43 back-to-back buckets, can't complete. It was unbelievable to sit in the chair. Well, I didn't sit in the chair, or maybe I did, but I wasn't meant to.
Oh no.
The chair that Bob Hawke would have made so many decisions in. Oh!
Okay.
Tell you what, would have just loved to light one up and pretend like I was working back there.
Hold on, you were in the Prime Minister's office?
Yes.
How did that happen?
Old Parliament House, that was.
Okay.
Norton puts it up and in. Mitch Norton looks like one of the guys that would have worked back then. Just got that old man. A bit of stubble to him. No, but it's a fantastic place, Canberra. We're having a fantastic time here. Going back to the zoo tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did it go with the cheetah?
That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I will say that the still images tell a different story than the moving pictures. I was a lot more scared in the moving images. The still ones, I looked a bit more calm and stable.
Okay. Well, Melbourne United looked calm and stable in that first quarter. Look at it. 50% from the field, are getting plenty at the rim, 63% in two-point territory. And the Bullets, well, they're a little dry offensively, just 26%. You see they're getting blasted on the boards. Melbourne United dominant in that opening term.
Well, it's a story of the Blitz. You get one good game, you get one bad game. So you're going to land somewhere in the middle for the sake of consistency. But the Brisbane Bullets not looking the same fast-paced, high-octane as they did a couple of nights ago.
Well, the other night, it was their import trio that was getting the job done, right? So they played a little less in that opening term. Jalen Adams knocked down a look from long range, but you see on the scoring leaders, you don't have Freeman Liberty, you don't have Adams, you don't have Prather. They're going to need those three scoring at a high level this season.
Freeman Liberty certainly not as aggressive as we saw him as well. So just looks to just be playing in second gear at the moment. Hopefully we can see him at full flight at some point through this contest.
So talk me through it with the cheetah. What you had to feed him, and they skipped breakfast. How did it go?
No, so we didn't actually. They fed him. Thank God.
Okay.
They fed him, but we had to go there and we had to pat him and that sort of stuff. And they had him, but
whoa,
No, I'm
you
touching
patted the cheetah.
Patted the cheetah. But here's the thing, Liam. I went in thinking this thing was going to be totally domesticated. It's fine. Walk around. I walked in. They give me, don't stare it in the eyes because it'll take it as a challenge. We're walking in, the wind picks up, and they say, oh, hold on, we're going to work out what it's doing. I'm not sure this cheetah was aware that I was going to be in the room.
Oh, no.
I think they may have just thought of this and said, hey, this might be a good idea, let's try it. We might have been the test subjects to see whether the cheetah was happy to have other people around.
How did it respond?
Beautifully.
Okay, did you look it in the eye?
No. It turned its head once and I almost ran out of the room.
You're not usually one to follow the rules.
No, I'm not. They did tell me, if the cheetah makes a sudden move, make sure you move a hand away. I said, if the cheetah makes a sudden move, I'm out the goddamn building. I'm going to be quicker than it.
Oh, well,
God, it's all happening in the ACT.
You survived to tell the tale.
Here we are, second quarter action underway. Jalen Adams, the import trio, not doing too much damage in that first quarter for Brisbane. Prather works on Delaney. Fades back, draws the contact. And that is two physical specimens going head-to-head.
Delaney came up a little worse from where. That was a hard hit he took right there. Ooh. Bang.
Solar plex.
He looked like he was fine, but they're just a moment or two clutching at the middle of his chest. It's a fun matchup. Prather, you feel, has the advantage from the perimeter right there. He takes him to the block.
Prather started his season last year, his NBL25 campaign, with a lot of people questioning whether he was 100%, whether he's healthy, whether Brisbane should remain with him in the import slot. But his turnaround was nothing short of amazing to turn himself into, for all intents and purposes, an all-NBL first-team player for that second half of the year.
It was a masterstroke by that Bullets organisation.
Walker on the drive, nice little lay-in.
Is he slightly sliding under the radar, Tyson Walker, heading towards the start of the season? Now, they didn't bring him in to be an MVP caliber guy, as Freeman Liberty draws the whistle. Jesse Edwards feels like he was a little hard done by. He picks up his second. Others are getting a lot of press. You know, we're all excited about some of these guys. That Freeman Liberty's been fun to watch so far. We've seen Bryce Hamilton. We've seen
Brockington at New Zealand. Had a very strong game.
But Tyson Walker, he was quiet in their first Blitz game, but the 6 threes against Southeast Melbourne the other night, he's solid. He's very solid, and you can see on that last possession, can quickly get to the rim.
No, I certainly agree with you. He's flying under the radar. I think he's a victim of just across the league, the level of talent and some of the signings and the names attached with them. He probably hasn't been front of mind, but we know Melbourne don't play around when they sign their imports, that's for sure.
It's with the Texas Legends in the G League.
Has the matchup on Adams here. Works to the middle, finds Doyle. He'll hoist it up. Can't get that one to fall. Liberty to the rim. Tough finish from Freeman Liberty.
Now he's up and about. Scored, attacking the rim, playing through the contact. And here,
And this is where he's so impressive to me.
Yeah.
He's done this a couple of times now. His hang time in the air and his ability to contort his body.
Yeah.
Whenever you get a matchup against someone who is just slightly less athletic than you, which I can tell you now after seeing him is a vast majority of the league, you're going to be able to get yourself to the line a lot.
Yeah, and he's going to make sure he draws the whistle first and foremost, and then obviously he's going to try to finish. What I like, though, is the kick ahead. You know, the push of the ball, Jalen Adams pitching the ball ahead, Freeman Liberty running the lanes.
What's interesting, you know, we sort of, Walker with a nice split and the easy finish. Liam Santa Maria, you said he's underrated. And based off that singular move, you might have convinced me.
Oh, I just like his temperament. I like the way he goes about it at both ends of the floor. He's locked in, he's a team-first guy, and he's explosive.
McDaniel gets position, finds Smith Milner, who's going to hoist it from outside, and he'll bury it. And this game has started to tighten up. 4-point lead to United. Got out to 10 in the first term. Delaney. Now, there's a couple of people in the crowd that look very similar to Tanner Krebs. He's got a pretty generic look about him, but got to be a bit better than that.
Delaney is such a great option out of that short roll from the ball screen. Usually makes really good decisions, a tough cover as he catches around the free throw line and makes plays from there.
Doyle up top, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Nice skip past the Delaney in the corner, and he'll bury that.
Hey, listen, if he's hitting the three ball, you've got an all-NBL caliber type of guy.
All-NBL?
Well, he was all-NBL second team 2 years ago, so...
Nice block by Edwards.
Good protection on display from Edwards. You know, a few years ago at the Breakers, had a breakout season. All-NBL second team. Tailed off a little bit in the following year, but he's showing that type of form here in the preseason.
Adams way off on that one. Walker starting to find a little purple patch here, but the hot hand is Finn Delaney. Walker adds to it. 9 points on the night so far. The lead is back out to 10 as quickly as it was cut down.
Unselfish from Delaney. Could have pulled the trigger, could have released the floater, sets up his teammate on the arc.
Adams, nice little fake pass, the hang time. Can't get the finish, but Smith Milner will clean it up.
Smith Milner was the last one standing. Edwards flew by.
The benefit of Smith Milner is that he didn't actually leave the ground. As Milton Doyle goes straight through the chest of the man we speak of. Dyson Walker will sub out of the game with 9 points. Already eclipsed his totals from game one, just the 7.
Yeah, he's been good. Now, you know he would have come out of that first game. But you know what? I got to be more aggressive. When I catch it in transition, the ball screen comes, I'm looking to make a play, and he's off to a fast start. Delaney and Walker have combined for 21 of Melbourne United's 30 points thus far.
Who's going to be? You're across every team. If anything moves in the NBL, you're the first to hear about it.
That's not true.
Who's going to be your surprise packer? We won't go team. We'll go individual, coach, team, whatever it is. What do you think at the end of the season we'll look back on and we'll say, geez, I didn't expect that to happen, that person to do that?
Well, I mean, not to labour the point, but I feel like Delaney having, you know, a standout
You can't
season.
choose Delaney.
Okay, I feel like that falls into that category.
We know the narrative you're trying to start here.
What?
For award season.
What about, just because there's no interest like self-interest.
Yeah.
What about Noah Kwakua working his way into the season quite nicely? I saw a nice step forward from him from the first game of the Blitz to the second. And, you know, now they've got a really solid front line. Joe Luala-Chul and Christian Doolittle. So the opportunities are going to be tricky to come by. But he's a really good young prospect, and I think people are going to enjoy watching him play.
Well, if we're talking about there's no interest like self-interest, as a play-by-play commentator, I certainly, part of me hopes he doesn't have huge involvement.
We'll train you up.
God forbid he hits a game winner. No, he is. He certainly looked good in his first outing there. Dalton has the mismatch there on Dash Daniels, and just too big.
textbook move from Dalton. Daniels needs to stay on the floor, wall up, hold his ground.
Wilson gets that pass tipped off. He'll get it back. Nice little inside pass there to Delaney, who gets it to Edwards, who flushes it. And you're starting to see some connection with Jesse Edwards on a few of those over-the-top passes, because it's not all the time you get to play with a big who, in my opinion, after watching Jesse Edwards, he's incredibly unselfish, does not demand the ball unless he's in the perfect position to get it.
Yeah, and he's pointing at the rim. Now, you probably can't see it on these angles, and Delaney probably didn't see it himself, although he put it right on the spot. But as Finn Delaney catches that ball, Jesse Edwards is pointing up towards the ceiling, saying, throw that thing up, I'm ready to go.
10-point lead to Melbourne United. A little over 6 minutes remain in this second term. If you're Stu Lash right now, I know you're probably not coaching as you would during the regular season, but what are you telling your group?
Well, they want to keep themselves accountable at the defensive end, right? He's spoken a little bit about, well, what are we trying to do in terms of our style of play? And he said, well, I'm going to give them plenty of freedom offensively. You know, push the ball, make plays. We want our guys to play with instinct. We saw that in game one, and he's yelling, go, go, go in transition as they pick up the pace. But defensively here, they've broken down a little, and that'll be no doubt the conversation in the huddle right now to say, hey, let's get back to what we want to do at the defensive end.
It'll be interesting to see if Milton Doyle can bring just a touch more consistency than what he had at Tasmania, because he'd take over a quarter and be the best player in the league at any given quarter, and then we'd sort of see him drop off a bit, and he'd have games where he'd only have 6 shot attempts. Be interesting to see if they can drill into him that, he's the man. Purchase finds Murray, steps straight into the shot, that's no good. Krislovich will clean it up. Bowen, the feed inside. Krislovich guarded by Dalton. Fade away, that's no good. The offensive foul there, overzealous screen from Dalton. Melbourne just looking to push this lead out from 10 that they've hung around for a majority of the game.
Interesting play down the other end for Melbourne United. The previous possession, Fabian Krislovich post ISO play wasn't on my bingo card. Coming in tonight.
Krislovich, the pass just a little too hot to handle.
Strong preseason vibes about that possession, wasn't it? Good ball reversal from Bowen, off target.
You've still got the blitz happening a little bit earlier than it usually would in NBL seasons past, and for a roster with a fair amount of turnover, 7 departed players, or 8 departed players.
Fun challenge here for Dash Daniels, the 17-year-old, matched up on the former MVP.
Does a good job getting over the screen there. Melbourne will break up the pass, and they're on the run. Bowen, fouled on the way through, go to the line.
Could push the ball from Tom Wilson.
And Dash Daniels, so
yes.
as the year goes on, do you think, we already know how good of a defender his brother is? You can already see in the way he moves his body, the way he gets to spots, even there, just getting over the screen on Jalen Adams. He's already a very good defender. Do you think by the end of the year, we're going to see the bigger developments in him defensively, where he's out there as a real, genuine stopper for this United team? Or you think we're going to see a lot more developed offensively?
Yeah, good question. And without dodging it, I'm hoping for both. Because he is, he's one of the best defenders in the world for his age.
Yeah.
And he might be the best on-ball defender in the world as a 17, or a 2007 born kind of guy. So, but yet there is still a lot of room for growth in that space. And really, NBA teams are excited to see what he could become in that regard. But there's room for growth offensively as well, as a playmaker, as a scorer, inside and outside the paint.
Well, the hardest thing for Aussie point guards, as we see a good rotation there. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Murray, line drive at the rim, puts it in too easy. The hardest thing for Australian point guards is the fact that the point guard position is usually utilised on the opposing teams by a high-level, high-paid import. So unless you can get out there and guard, you're not going to be able to get out there on the floor. And if you can get out there right now and be getting reps as a 17-year-old against guys of the caliber of Jalen Adams.
Well, in Dash's case, he's a combo, right? Now, defensively, you're going to put him on the ball. He's going to guard the point guard for sure. Offensively, can play on and off the ball, and developing his skills in all of those spots.
Norton, guarded by the man we speak of, who gets a paw on it there, stays in front. The official with less sense of theatre than us.
And this is part of the learning curve. I've been watching him so closely, as you can imagine, over the course of, well, the last couple of years, but these first few preseason games, and he's just developing his knowledge and awareness of how physical he can be at this level. And in terms of that physicality, well, what kind of physicality? Now, in that case, they're allowing the bumping, they're allowing the arm bar. As soon as he gets a little handsy and tries to throw his hand in there, bam, he cops a whistle, and Norton's going to the free throw line. So all part of the learning process for Dash Daniels at this level.
I say you let the 17-year-olds get away a little bit more, Liam, but maybe I've gone soft in my old age.
Let's get you into that referee's room.
I say roll a 15-year-old out there and they can foul as much as they want. Bowen. Can't find the back door from Wilson. Dash will work off the screen. Wilson with 10 on the shot clock. Hard drive, can't complete it. Then Murray will pull it down. Freeman Liberty had a little purple patch in this second term. Finds Smith-Milner, who does what he does best and cashes the triple.
Nice from Smith-Milner. That's what makes him such a handy player. Now, he's strong defensively, but a little undersized, but can knock down the 3 ball and makes him a tough matchup at the 5 spot.
And he's such a good shooter that he's bounced around, you know, the NBL at a fair few clubs in different years as CG looks to get to his customary step back, turns it down, gives Wilson a crack at it. He can't connect because he is such a knockdown shooter. Murray looks to work on Goulding. Gets to the middle, uses the body, the pass is broken up.
Four on, 4 off for Melbourne United. It was reminiscent of a Saturday domestic game across the nation there. They said, hey, everyone but CG.
Speaking of Saturday domestic games, you weren't in action yesterday for us. It didn't mean you weren't involved in the game's basketball as Prather tries his luck from the outside and buries it. Timeout, Melbourne United. Was that a little...
Yep.
Did Casey Prather just give a little stare to the Melbourne United bench?
He just talked a little-ish to his former championship-winning coach.
He just said, where's the respect, Dean Vickerman? You've had me on your roster and you're going to leave me like that?
He told him timeout. He said, yep, you're right. You need a timeout because I'm just starting to get going.
But you were off coaching your son. Are you allowed to divulge the results of that game, or is it yet to hit the media?
A winner, chicken dinner.
Hey.
It's finals basketball, so survive and advance.
I always like to play future role bingo with you. GM, coach. There's a few different options that I reckon that you could go down. Commentator, maybe you say, you know what, none of that.
Oh, well,
get me back in the chair full time.
Certainly enjoying coaching the young fellas. And they've had a great season. And are still alive. 3 remaining, a spot in the granny up for grabs.
Well, if you want to catch up with all the basketball action, I don't believe they do too much under 14s VJBL, but there's plenty of NBL and NBA Code Sports. No BS, just sport. Grab the app today. If you want to continue listening to the BS, then we're glad to have you with us. 2-point lead to Melbourne United. Credit to the Brisbane Bullets. They've continued to creep back in.
I've enjoyed the coverage from the Code Sports crew of the Blitz.
Has been very good.
Great that they're on deck, they're here in person, they're spotting things around the arena, hearing things in the tunnels, and putting their pen to paper.
Two-point lead, a little under 3 minutes remain here. Melbourne United, they pushed it out to 10. Weren't able to get too far outside of that. And Brisbane doing a great job of fighting back as they go upstairs to Edwards again.
That's tough. Now, that's that short roll catch from Delaney that we're talking about, developing that chemistry with Edwards over the top.
It's going to be increasingly tough to guard for opposition. And Prather's going to be whistled with a foul on the ground.
Little conversation taking place about whether or not he was in his shooting motion. The official who didn't have the call comes across and says, you know what, are you sure he wasn't shooting that thing?
And Stu Lash just making sure his voice is heard as well in this referee meeting. Exciting times in Brisbane, on court and off court. We spoke to Malcolm Watts as they are going to whistle it as a shooting foul. 3 free throws to come for Casey Prather. The opportunity to cut this lead to 1.
I think Stu Lash had the swaying vote there.
So what happens
He
if
is a convincing guy.
He really is.
And maybe it's the American accent. He's a very, very well-spoken man.
I'm enjoying this Prather-Delaney matchup. There we saw Prather, as we said, he's got the advantage on the perimeter. Dean Vickerman looks incredulous.
Dean Vickerman in his first preseason action after letting the assistants round out the previous games, but the master takes the helm as we creep closer and closer to NBL 26.
Does not think Prather should be on the stripe.
No. And asked for your opinion, not mine, which I thought was quite disrespectful. But I'll try to forget it. Maybe he thought I was working.
Okay. No offense taken.
Walker works up the top, looks to get inside the paint again. And another easy scoop.
Well, he's been carving them up out of that ball screen action, hasn't he? Getting right to the cup for a few easy finishes.
11 points on the night. Smith Milner tries his luck again from outside and continues to knock him down.
And this is the challenge for Edwards now. He's much more comfortable around the rim. And he glances at Dean Vickerman there and says, well, what do you want me to do with this guy?
Goes upstairs. Edwards almost completes the miracle pass there. Norton gets in. Smith Milner's going to get another look at it. Can he go back to back? Can't. Finn Delaney will clean it up. A fairly non-biased audience, but I think that still would have got him excited. Walker again getting into the paint with a soft touch. You voiced it. You said the man's underrated. Nice pass there from Norton. Finds Smith Milner under the rim, but just a little too far. And Prather again tries to go through the chest of Delaney. No luck.
A turnover from Smith Milner. Yeah, I mean,
he's underrated. I'll say it. He's underrated.
And he's on the attack. He is on the attack. Just the 7 points. 0 of 5 from long range in that loss to Perth the other night. And Walker clearly coming out with a much more aggressive mindset. Not just letting it fly, although he did knock one down. He's getting to the cup. He's got a game-high 13.
Doyle. United just looking to find Walker wherever they can right now. Goes one-on-one with Prather. Can't find a way to the rim. We'll find Delaney on the other side of the court. He goes through, draws the contact. Many an American visitor's name has been tarnished in the NBL Blitz throughout the years, who's gone on to have a successful season. I point everyone towards Kendrick Davis last year, who certain people were questioning whether he was up to the standard. And he went on to have one of the best statistical seasons we have ever seen from an import.
Certain people, in inverted commas. You know, perhaps the most famous example of that is Kevin Lish.
Yeah.
You know, when he came out originally, and you know, Rob Beveridge often will tell the story, say, hey, listen, like everyone, they were telling me to send him home. And Nick Minute leads the Wildcats to the championship.
Sometimes you're just going to have the balls to say, no, this is my guy. I know what he's capable of. Now, they've just got to work their way in.
On the flip side, sometimes you have guys who are preseason bandits.
Yeah.
Who come out, light it up, and then go a little quiet when the bright lights come on.
Prather He's got his eyes on Finn Delaney right now. He's loving that one-on-one matchup. Murray will try it from outside. That's too short. Doyle. Nice little cross back up, under, can't finish. Edwards will try to come up with it. Doyle will get it back. And the charge. Offensive foul, Milton Doyle.
Well, he was aggressive, wasn't he? He went straight through the body. Now, was he in the restricted area? There's the first play. Prather got bowled over, and then Doyle right to the rim. Offensive foul was the whistle.
Timeout here at the AIS Arena. A 4-point lead to Melbourne United. Brisbane 39, Melbourne 43. 22 seconds remain. If I'm Melbourne United, I like the aggressive Milton Doyle. I'll take a couple of misses here and there. The law of averages is going to give you a good game.
Yeah, you want him on the attack. It's interesting, you brought him up before and talked about his role. Will it be more consistent perhaps than what we saw in Tasmania? To be honest, I don't think it will. Because I don't think on this Melbourne United team with Chris Golding and Tyson Walker, Findler, all these guys, he's going to be like a 20-point-a-night type of guy. Game in, game out. He's in that sort of Ian Clark type of role, where, you know what, like, I'm there, I'm ready to get going, and if CG goes a little quiet, I'm going to take over for a few minutes at a time.
What are you doing on September 18th?
You tell me.
You're watching the NBL, Lamb. That's what you're doing, because it all kicks off on ESPN, Disney Plus. Everyone coming to the party in a landmark deal. NBL more accessible than ever before. You know how many people? Disney Plus. I wasn't aware of it. I'm a big Lilo and Stitch guy, so I go on there to watch that.
Okay, all right.
Cars too, yeah.
The OG or the live action remake?
No, knock on the live action remake, but the OG is the OG.
Okay.
So it was a very, very good film. Poetic. But so many people say, oh, I'm going to watch it now because it's on Disney Plus.
Right, it's there.
Yeah, a lot of dads, they got kids. Oh, bang.
What?
Sorry, kids.
Mums.
Go colour something in. I'm watching the basketball.
Oh, no. You talk about September 18th, we're talking Milton Doyle. Is it not Melbourne in Tasmania?
It is, and I'll tell you what, history says Tasmania win by 100. The arch nemesis that always just seemed to get the better of Melbourne over there. Murray from the corner.
He's having a tough time, Tame Murray.
2 seconds left on the clock. Last second heave from Milton Doyle. No good, and that'll be the half. 4-point lead to Melbourne United. It was Finn Delaney and Tyson Walker, the stars on the blue side for the Brisbane Bullets. Well, Smith Milner with 11. He was hot from outside, and pretty much even scoring amongst the rest of the troop.
Good second term from the Bullets. They were down by 9 at quarter time, and it was a 28-point quarter for Brisbane. So Dean Vickerman won't love that. The fact that they kept him so quiet in that first quarter, but let him off the hook in the second. And, you know, as a result, we've got ourselves a tight ball game at the break.
Limited action from Chris Golding as well, taking part in his first preseason game. It's always interesting how the coaches allow their assistants to coach these games. These sort of, maybe it's just me, but if I'm a head coach, you know, I want to be coaching every game. Your assistants are going to play their role as the assistants through the year.
Yeah.
I want to get in my rhythm as well.
Well, it's something that seems to have spread a bit around the league. Now, Dean Vickerman's been doing it for years. Trevor Gleeson, when he was the coach of the Wildcats, he may have been the trailblazer in that regard. And now we're seeing it left, right, and centre. You know, Justin Tatum sitting at the end of the bench. He just turned up, and he's not taking the helm. You know, we saw Adam Ford a couple of years ago had one of his players, Jim McCall, coach the game. So you see some crazy things at the Blitz sometimes.
Jesse Edwards has shown some impressive signs on the defensive end as well. We've spoken a couple of times, that big-to-big action looks like it's going to be a problem for opposing teams.
Yeah, I think he looks good. As we say, the Blitz is a chance to get a good look at these new pieces to these teams, especially the new imports. And I like what Jesse Edwards is bringing at both ends of the floor.
I'll tell you what, speaking of bringing it onto the floor, we've got the stats in front of it now, but just have a look at the oldies getting out there and playing a bit of 4-on-4 action. This is good stuff. As we look at the team shooting right now, Melbourne United, 50% from the field. It's always going to be tough to compete against that. Have a look at this stuff.
I'd like to hear you calling this.
Oh, I'll tell you what, let's get these stats out of the way. we got the geriatrics.
Oh, well.
You can say that, can't you?
No, well, there's plenty of experience out there.
I believe what this is once we get the stats off the screen, it's walking basketball, I believe. So you can only score via walking.
I love
Incredible
it.
stuff.
All right.
See, if this is what was happening when I was playing, I'd be a lot better off.
This was you in the NBL1 this season, wasn't it?
They'd be sitting on the bench. I was playing sitting down basketball. The only time I got to walk was when it was timeouts. But this is great stuff. Look, I'll tell you what's really cool about this.
Yes.
Is that it's a way for people to get involved in the sport. And we see this. We've seen a couple of really cool highlights come from this sort of stuff online. But for people that don't necessarily want to be running there, you might have a bung knee or something like that.
Yeah.
It just shows why basketball, in my opinion, is the greatest sport on earth.
Yeah,
you can still play it like this. And these guys get out there every single week. You got your teams. And it's fantastic. And the crowd is getting into this as well.
Do we go up and down, or is it more of a half-court type operation?
No, half court because it's walking. It'd take you too long to get to the other end.
I see.
I'll tell
you what this is. It's packing the paint on defense.
This is, admittedly, there needs to be a little bit more defensive work out there. But it's all good fun in the ACT. The second half not far away.
Floriade, Australia's biggest celebration of spring, is back from September 13 to October 12 in Canberra's Commonwealth Park. Don't miss Floriade's Dark Side at Nightfest from 2 to 5 October. Proudly presented by All Homes and produced by the ACT Government.
Cooper! Enough screams! Time to go outside!
Build your dream lifestyle with Dream Courts. Custom professional and in-home sports courts Australia-wide.
Hoops Fest, a basketball extravaganza like nothing this country has ever seen before.
Great destination to watch NBL basketball, WNBL, we've got it all.
It's a basketball bonanza here in Perth.
All eyes of the world are on Perth at the moment. Hoop Fest is such a great success for us.
Fall in love with Hungry Jack's new Jack's Fried Chicken Southern Style Tenders. Crispy, juicy, 100% Aussie chicken that will have you craving more and more. Now at Hungry Jack's.
Ziggy, no! Ziggy. That's it, we're going to the shop. Sausage roll?
Got 4 left.
New Mitsubishi Outlander. It's a bit rock and roll.
We are at the National Zoo and Aquarium at the Jamala Wildlife Lodge, and we are ready to go inside, Derek, and handle what I've been told is some small, friendly marsupials.
No, that's not what we're here for. We're here for the big cat.
The big cat solo, baby. Davidson Wildcat. Let's head inside. Look at this. It's just a nice natural patch. Just like a dog. We've just wrapped up an unbelievable experience at Jamala Wildlife Lodge here at the National Zoo and Aquarium. What did you think of Solo?
Solo was fantastic. So calm, but you know the power is there, the strength and the beauty. I've never seen eyes like that. Kind of like looking into your eyes. You fall in love.
Unbelievable National Zoo and Aquarium. We're going to go and check out the giraffes because I need to find something with a longer neck than mine. It's unbelievable. Make sure you get out of here if you're ever in Canberra.
And you know what? The lodge itself is beautiful. I want to come back here for a stay. There's a lot more here than just the animals. Come check it out.
Solo the cheetah. I was worried about what was more dangerous, Derek Rucker or the cheetah, and they put me in a room with both.
I like hearing Derek Rucker describe the cheetah. It was like he was talking about a prospect. Yeah. You know, going through all his physical characteristics.
Oh, no, it was unbelievable. And, you know, Jamala Lodge, who I've got the cap right there, which I still had to pay for in the gift shop. I was like, come on, Jamala, give me a bloody cap.
Okay.
No, they were fantastic. But you can stay there.
Okay.
And your room can look out, so you have your bed there and stuff like that, and it's all glass around. And the tigers have a little heated patch, so they come right up to the window for the heated patch.
That would legit be awesome.
Yeah. But I wouldn't sleep. I just knocking on the window the whole time.
Try to get their attention.
Oh, God, which would end badly because I realised I'd left the side door open and it'd be in there. But no, it's fantastic. Jamala Lodge, the Australian National Zoo, unbelievable. They were so hospitable. Absolutely loved every minute of it. we've also loved every minute of that first half because what looked like at Melbourne United were going to take a stranglehold on this game. Towie Smith-Milner from the outside and the Brisbane Bullets all over have fought their way back into this one. Just the 4-point lead for Melbourne.
Yeah, Smith-Milner from 3-point territory, 3 of 5 from long range. He's the team leading scorer with 11 points. Not what you would expect, but I like it from the Bullets. Jesse Edwards, the rim protector, sitting in the paint, Smith-Milner making him pay, and they got off the hook in that second quarter. And I like what we've seen from Brisbane just from an energy and a character standpoint over the Blitz so far. They look like they enjoy playing together.
Well, one thing you want as well is you want your ability to fight back into games, and they've done that in both their contests as well. They've let a lead get out and they've fought back into the contest. So good signs early chemistry-wise for a team who's bringing in 2 new major pieces in Freeman Liberty and Jalen Adams.
Yeah, and of course now Tyrell Harrison and Alex Dukas, other key pieces to come in that are not with the group here in Canberra. Harrison in particular, and we spoke about it a couple of nights ago. He's going to be an all-NBL type of guy this season. Such a big presence at both ends for this Bullets team. So yes, they're developing chemistry, but they're going to look different with him on the floor.
Is Tyrell Harrison, are you aware of the contract situation? Are we at risk if a two-way situation pops up? Is he one of those guys? Because I know he was awfully close to getting one, and I believe he had one if a certain GM had have stayed in the position they stayed in over in America. I believe it was that close.
Okay, geez, you were across it. Look, I don't know whether he has a two-way out in his contract, but I do know that this Brisbane organisation wants to be known as a destination club for development and for launching your career. So they're excited about helping Rocco Zikarsky get to the NBA. I'm sure they would welcome any type of opportunity for Tyrell Harrison to get an NBA contract.
You know what destination clubs have to do? They've got to win. Can they win? The second half, not far away.
We don't do clickbait, fake news, or influencers. And you can keep your FOMO, cheap tricks, and propaganda. We want nationwide muscle.
Get that, India! Rise again!
Robust opinion.
It's on here!
The voice of sport.
No way! That is massive!
Anything else is just noise. Code Sports. No BS, just sport. Grab the app today.
This is Kim, head pilot of Balloon Aloft Canberra. It's one of the capital's top outdoor attractions, and the rides usually sell out way in advance. It's no wonder Kim hasn't told you about the spectacular views of the city's roundabouts. Oh, and the National Arboretum, the Brindabella Range, and Lake Burley Griffin. As he always says, didn't think I had to. I mean, how do you put this into words anyway? Canberra, there's more than they're telling us.
Welcome back to the AIS Arena. It's a 4-point lead for Melbourne United. We are 50 seconds away from kicking the second half off, and during that time, I'm going to present to you a Canberra stat that I learned today. Parliament House. Beautiful building. Architecturally amazing. Had a competition to design it. A New York company won. Part of the deal when they built it was all the surrounding areas in Canberra. You can't build a skyscraper here, because you have to be able to see, and you cannot build anything that impedes the people's view of Parliament House. Because transparent democracy, you've always got to be able to see Parliament House from wherever you are.
Is that the idea? Okay.
It's very cool.
You are full of the info. I was shocked to hear last night that one of your favourite places, I think it was your favourite place to be in the world is the Book Depository.
The Dallas Book Depository. The place that John F. Kennedy was shot from.
You said you like to just sit in there and think things
I do.
through.
I like that. I like Anywhere where the course of human history changed, and that fateful day when JFK was shot, the course of human history changed. It's why today, visiting Old Parliament House and sitting there in the House of Representatives, when World War I, World War II was taking place and these major decisions were made, Canberra is rich in history, and I am a sponge for knowledge.
Oh, you are full of surprises.
I'm full of a lot of things. I didn't think surprises was the S word you were going to go with there. We're underway here, a turnover, not the way that Melbourne United would have wanted to start, but lucky for them, they've got a 4-point buffer. Adams works on Daniels, well guarded. Smith-Milner with a nice pass to Purchase, who flings it out to McDaniel. He pulls up, can't bury the jumper. Walker had a strong second term. Gets it tipped away there. Freeman Liberty. Oh, wow. Hard moves through the paint. The ref's going to let the boys play. Adams can't punish them. Gets another chance at it here. Can't complete that. 0 for 2 on the possession for Jalen Adams.
Nice from Daniels there, guarding 2, stunting at the ball, recovering, contesting. Adams with the miss.
Krebs tries his luck. That's no good.
And Tanner Krebs being given a flop warning for that action down the other end. Aggressive take from Freeman Liberty.
Neither team get to trouble the scorers after a couple of possessions. Adams, hard drive. And the referee's found a whistle. But you can see with Dash Daniels and his ability there.
I mean, excuse me. I mean,
that's a tough one.
Not only on the last play.
See, this angle will be a little better.
Yes, yes. Correct. We gave him
It's a tough one. He put his hand in there first, but there was definitely some contact that pushed him off.
I'll bite my lip on that one.
In the land of politics,
okay.
It's time for you to play the party line.
We're in that spot. I can see Parliament House from here, and it's inspiring me to stay quiet.
Tour guide lied to me. I'm sitting here, I'm stuck inside an arena, I can't see anything. Walker's so proficient off that on-ball, and you can imagine once his chemistry just keeps developing with Jesse Edwards, who is a very, very proficient pick and roll player. Incredibly calm as well, Walker. We haven't seen him get emotional, whether he's making shots, missing shots. We haven't seen any sort of jawing back and forth.
Yeah, now you look at Walker, Delaney, Doyle, Edwards. A lot of the guys that they've brought in have that kind of temperament, don't they? That even keel about them.
Krebs knocks one down in the face of McDaniel. Adams off the pick. Gets to the nail, can't find anything. Gets the mismatch on Edwards. 4 seconds on the shot clock. McDaniel, hard drive, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Bang, that's the challenge for Dash Daniels. Late in the shot clock. Closes out McDaniel. So big, so strong. You know, can you slope your feet, body up, and keep him out of the lane? There, McDaniel able to turn the corner. Daniels picks up his 3rd.
If McDaniel was with the team last year and didn't go down with injury, where do you think they finish? Takes a lot away defensively when he's not in that group.
Yeah, I mean, he was a tough out. He's an important piece. Now you can see the numbers aren't particularly pretty offensively in this one thus far, but he brings a lot to this team. He's their stopper. You know, he is their primary defensive guy, and they really missed him last season.
Walker. Daniels from outside. Way off. And always the test of a young man, especially at 17 years old, when you have a shot that doesn't go your way in that type of fashion, how do you answer on the defensive end? Great work keeping Freeman Liberty in front. He gets through that time. Edwards does enough to put him off. And Walker's out. Krebs from deep. Cashes that.
Krebs. His radar is tuned in.
McDaniel tries to bully his way to the rim. Adams, guarded by Edwards. Gets to the middle. Nice little switch at the last second and lays it in.
Good tank, had the mismatch, didn't rush it. Explodes past the big fella.
Walker works off the pick. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Krebs, nice drive, nice finish.
8 quick points from Tanner Krebs.
And gives the ref a clap right in the face, was somewhat unnecessary after getting the bucket.
This is the new official from the US, signaling a timeout, trying to call a tech foul. Yes, it was. It's preseason for everybody. Making the adjustment to the way we signal things down under. I thought, okay, they're calling for time. No, Jalen Adams is stepping to the stripe.
Kenny, I believe the name of the
yes,
new
sir.
official. We've got 2 American Kennys.
If you're an American and you want a referee in the NBL.
I think I might have scared him as well.
Oh, no.
I can be quite intense.
True.
And I walked into the Easy Mart. He was in there. And there was someone trying to pay at the front, and I was trying to help him out pay, and then I was just a bit rabid. I was talking very quick, and sometimes I could be a bit tense, and I think I might have spooked him a bit.
I'm trying to work out the bit about you were helping a guy pay.
Yeah, I was trying to steal his money. When I say helping him pay, he didn't realise that I'd put my stuff through with his. No, he seems like a very good guy, and it's always nice to have international officials involved as well as Walker. Hoists one from outside and cashes it.
Well, they are knocking him down. Krebs with a couple. Now Walker. A couple of deep triples from Melbourne extends their lead to double digits.
And the magic number for Melbourne has been 10. The Brisbane Bullets continually find a way to work their way back into the game, and it's been by the hand of Smith Milner every time.
Oh, he's open out there. Edwards, as we said, he wants to stay around the paint, and Smith Milner happy to just toe the arc.
Nice pass there from Krebs. Finn Delaney can't quite control it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Walker in trouble. Kyle Bowen and Tom Wilson about to sub into the game for United.
There's a bailout whistle there. Plucked a foul out of the double team. They get a reset. 14 seconds on the shot clock. This is a good moment for Dash Daniels in his learning curve. Obviously, he missed that one from long range, and he's feeling a little nervous about that. But defensively, they're going at him, the Bullets, and he's really getting challenged and having to stand up at that end of the floor.
Nice, tough move from Edwards. Something we haven't really seen a huge amount of him. That sort of 3-4 dribble move from the mid-block, but he was impressive that time. McDaniel has been bullying his way to the rim. He's going to try his luck from outside and converts the triple. Bowen fresh into the game. Wilson pulls up. That was his go-to shot in the NBL 1. That one doesn't fall. But he did plenty of damage throughout the offseason with that exact move. Adams. Can't finish that. Dalton will get one around the neck. Freeman Liberty just with the 5 points so far. Maybe I'm someone that could jump to conclusions. I'm certainly not jumping to conclusions into the fact that he's an unbelievable basketball player. He's going to have a big season, but
yes.
Geez, I was hoping he'd come out and have another 30 and we could head into the first episode of NBL Overtime and go absolutely nuts with the hype.
You were very excited after
I love
Brisbane's first game.
And I still am. I certainly still am. Milton Doyle throws it up. A foul in the process, but geez, Edwards going to be dangerous on those lob plays. Fourth personal for Callum Dalton. Edwards. Gets it tipped away that time. McDaniel will be fouled on the break.
Good foul.
Now, Tyrell Harrison, when he comes back into this lineup, how much of a different look is this Bullets team going to be? Is it going to open it up more for Freeman Liberty and Jalen Adams? Because Jalen Adams is a fantastic point guard, both scoring the ball and passing.
I think it's going to be a huge plus.
Particularly defensively.
Particularly defensively. Now, I think he's the league leading rebounder, right? Yeah. And so the ability to finish defensive plays on the defensive glass, deep outlets, and then, hey, Adams, Freeman Liberty, Casey Prather pushing the ball in transition.
Purchase on the drive. That one's almost tipped off.
He also gives you another look offensively that, really no other team has to that level, which is a post target. To say, hey, if we don't have anything else happening, we can very much play through you in the block. And he's a tough cover down there.
Smith-Milner, he's been working it from outside. Gets a little closer that time. Same result.
He's having a nice night. Smith-Milner.
16 points on the night so far.
Equal game high. Tied with Tyson Walker.
Wilson gets into the paint. Finds Doyle on the outside, who'll hoist it up. Too short. McDaniel just bowls his way through Wilson illegally. And again, the Brisbane Bullets, they let the lead go out to 10. They cut it to 4. And they've been marooned here a couple of times, struggling to get it that much closer.
Yeah, they haven't led all game, the Bullets. They got jumped out at the start, down 16-3 after the first 5 minutes or so, and they haven't led at any stage, but they keep knocking on the door.
You were saying to me the other day that you want to watch the Pelicans train, right?
I do.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. The squeeze back that just came on the screen.
Yes.
You can see that October 2nd in Melbourne. The Pelicans coming to town. Unbelievable.
How do you get in the building?
With a paid ticket, I believe. But you know what we've said? We've gone over to the NBA. We've said, no. You come here now.
It's pretty cool.
I'm the captain now.
It's very... It's very cool.
Divas picked off. Doyle finds Goulding on the break. You can imagine when the regular season comes around, that's going up. Gets the matchup he wants with Smith-Milner. Nice quick spin. Easy as you like, Milton Doyle.
Good call from Dean Vickerman too. So take him, Milt. That's what you want to hear as a player. Head coach giving you a license to operate.
Smith-Milner, a repeat of last time down the floor. Can't get that one to fall. And the roll reversal. This time Goulding to Doyle to Bowen. Melbourne United finding each other at either end of the floor. And we are back out, Liam, to 10 points. It goes 10 to 4 to 10 to 4. Well, we call that 350.
A nice run from Melbourne. Stu Lash not going to let his team play through that one. And he called for time. The kick at the push of the ball. Kick, no dribbles. Bowen on the rim.
And these are the stuff we understand. It's pre-season. You might have a couple of turnovers, but not getting back on defense, it doesn't matter. Whether it's pre-season or game 5 of the NBL finals, your coach is going to blow a gasket if you don't get back on defense.
Yeah, no, for sure. And every team has their own different rules in D-Trans, but everyone wants you to get back and protect the rim. And that didn't happen on that occasion for the Bullets. I'll tell you what though, man, while we've got a little moment, I want to just send a shout out to Ben Christie. Yeah, from the Adelaide 36ers, thinking of you. Bit of drama, of course, today. With the dunk that happened at shoot around and the incident with the basket. But I tell you, I'm thinking of Ben Christie. Great to hear that he's in a stable condition. Obviously won't be playing tonight when Adelaide take the floor, and obviously the statement from the NBL investigation about exactly what occurred is taking place. But in the meantime, just hoping that he's feeling okay and pulls through 100%.
Certainly, he's a good man, Ben Christie. So I remember he was when the Montrez jumping into the stands incident came about. He was the first one to jump in there and say, hey, get back.
No, he's a big boy. And
he prevented what could have been a little bit worse.
Yeah. And I thought played pretty well in their opening Blitz game, Christie. Obviously, Humphrey's out right now, so they came in and played important minutes.
Freeman Liberty, 5 seconds on the shot clock. The pass is broken up. Krislovich will assume the point guard duties. Golding. Wilson under 10 on the shot clock. Milton Doyle will get a fairly open look. He fakes it out and goes into the paint. Can't get the soft touch that time. And Freeman Liberty does a very good job of making the contact look a little bit more aggressive than it was.
And Milton Doyle trying to give up the professional foul, stop the transition push, but they're over the limit. So he picks up his third personal, and Freeman Liberty steps to the free throw line.
You get the feeling right now the lead at 10. Freeman Liberty with a chance to cut it to 8. He's going to play a big role if they're going to fight back into this game and give us one of the finishes that we've seen so far. We've had an overtime game. We've had a couple go down to the wire.
And that overtime game was fun, wasn't
Always
it?
the ones that Joel and Jack are commentating.
You don't get the overtime?
No, I get the 10 to 15 point margins. God, what have I done? I've enriched myself in culture all week to cop that.
And this, you've stated very clearly, you like being in those moments when history is taking place in those situations.
Hey. I would love it. Someone hit 12 threes. I was there for the 51-point game for Bateman last year, which was fantastic. That was fun. So maybe that's making up for it as CG43 gets to the middle. Can't complete that one.
Maybe this will go down the wire for you.
Manifest.
Maybe Smith Milner lights it up in this fourth quarter and pulls the Bullets back into the game as he checks out of the contest.
Campbell Blogg checking into the game. It's good to see him after missing the NBL 1 season with a shoulder injury, I believe. It's always unfortunate for the guys, especially who play the development player roles, to miss out on what is their sort of season proper in the NBL 1. Purchase from outside. Walker will push it out. Golding. Can't bury it. Lead stands at 9. A little over a minute remaining in the third term. Still plenty of time for the Bullets to eat into that margin. Norton gets deep into the paint, finds Devers, who goes upstairs and draws the foul.
Hey.
The young fella showing no fear, cutting through to the basket.
Oh, well, it was a great cut, first and foremost.
Woo.
And tried to throw it down. Campbell Blogg, no layup rule, no dunk rule in effect. Sends him to the free throw line.
Good on both players. You know what? Devers, he's not exactly a high flyer to go up for the dunk, and Campbell Blogg, you never want to get it put on a poster as soon as you sub into the game. So credit to both guys going mano-a-mano at the rim. Question for you. If that was Freeman Liberty running down the lane, do you think Campbell Blogg jumps in with such aggression?
I'm going to back him in.
I was thinking, well, Campbell Blogg is a very talented player, and it's great to see him, as I mentioned before, after missing out with injury. I think he's going to hopefully see some court time throughout the year, still so young. Golding pulls up, heavily contested, can't get it to fall.
Well guarded, Tane Murray. Yeah, he's got a tough cover right now. Chris Golding. Good contest.
Brisbane rolling out this into the third quarter with no imports as Tane Murray works on Krislovich and gets the finish.
They've done well, this group. Young Devers, young Bradkey, Tane Murray out there. They've got a couple of stops. Finishing the quarter strong.
2-second differential between the shot and game clock. Walker looks like he'll take this one right down to the wire. Golding will fight through, and veterans are going to do what veterans are going to do. Draws the foul on the younger Devers.
Well, the two top officials who had the better angle, it's fair to say, were happy to just let that one go unwhistled. As you see Golding coming in, getting a little tied up. These two were saying, no, that's fine, let's keep going. And the baseline ref interjected himself.
You've had a bone to pick with a couple of calls today,
Well, I'm just explaining what happened.
You don't mess with the young bucks the next stars, so you can look out for the wily old veterans as well. You don't discriminate. Looking forward to seeing what CG43 can do this year. Last year was just so special for a guy we all thought we were going to see a little bit of decline from, just purely because Father Time is undefeated.
Okay.
But he came out and had some massive games, and the sort of game style he plays, as long as the shot's still working. 3 seconds left. Norton will try to heave up the little prayer. Bradkey, one last chance at it. And the Brisbane Bullets just hanging around, 56-64, an 8-point lead the way of Melbourne United. It's hovered around 10, they've brought it to 4. Can they push further in? Because you know Stu Lash, first-time head coach, he values those wins.
Well, he says he doesn't.
I was at Parliament House. I thought I'd heard all the lies. I thought I heard them all there. I was sitting in the House of Representatives. Are we at question time?
Yeah, he said
nonsense.
He said in the lead up to their opening game, I'm not too fussed about the wins and the losses of the Blitz. Just want these guys to continue to develop chemistry. But we all know these guys are competitors. You see the stats there. That was a bit of a grind, that third term.
Yep.
Both teams in the teens, neither really able to get going at the offensive end. Brisbane, I thought, competed well. You see they're tightening up that margin in the rebounding count. Smith Milner's been the standout for the Bullets with those 16 points. He's been shooting the heck out of the ball from three-point territory and a little float game as well, as he's ticking the scoreboard over.
Well, there's room for someone to break into the lineup and be ready to go when Harrison and Prather, I don't say inevitably like it's going to happen, but they're guys that it's tough for them to play out a full season. They do have little niggles here and there. So there's a space for someone who's going to be that guy to really work into that backup position. Dalton provides his strengths. His back to the basket stuff is really, really good. He's a tough rebounder. And Tony Smith-Milner from outside is a three-point threat.
Well, the other one that's worth mentioning in that front court is Jacob Holt. Now, we haven't seen him here at the Blitz either. 2 years at Santa Clara, 2 years at Sacramento State. And, I think he's going to come in here and play a good role for them as well. He's Canadian. He's got that Australian heritage that allows him to be signed as a local. Would have loved to have got a good look at him here at the Blitz, but hopefully he's back in action soon and we can start to see the type of role he's going to play for this Bullets squad.
Jack Purchase as well, a guy that can just absolutely light it up from outside. Eight-point lead for Melbourne United. Final term basketball at the Code Sports NBL Blitz. Bradkey gets it tipped away by Edwards. They'll try to come up with it, and McDaniel's gone down a little awkward. Looks like he's going to shake it off. And hearts in mouth stuff there for Sam McDaniel, who missed a majority of last year with injury. Just looked to go down a little awkward on the knee. He looks like he's going to be good to go. Just a little scare there. There's a lot of muscle around that knee, I will say that. That man has got some calves on it.
There's some concerned faces on that Bullets bench. Checking in on McDaniel.
McDaniel's going to play a huge part of the Bullets' one success this year. Walker turns down to three, finds Edwards. Gets the matchup on Brax. Uses his body, gets it. Strong move and one.
Strong. That was a good word to use. We said he's not a guy you're probably going to roll it into too often, but the inexperience of young Bradkey there and Jesse Edwards saying, hey, I'm ready to just go to work down here.
That's a tough move. Of course, Jensen Bradkey, 2 years in the collegiate system at St. Mary's and then Montana. And Edwards can't complete the free throw, and I'll tell you what, Liam, it wasn't convincing in the motion. Freeman Liberty, 27 points in their first outing. Norton draws the foul on the way to the cup.
Fourth personal for Daniels, and he's just got to become a little bit more disciplined in that regard. You got to slow your feet, stay in front, but if he does get by, trust your teammates to rotate.
Freeman Liddy gets to the rim. Good defense by Tanner Krebs, and United are out the other way. Walker finds Daniels. Easy little floater.
Push the ball from Walker. Quick. Daniels running the lane. able to finish.
United push the lead out to 12. Murray will try to eat into it. Can't.
Just hasn't been able to find the range. Tane Murray has had some really good looks tonight.
Bradke be whistled by the foul on the wrestling match at the elbow with Edwards. In the season proper, with what we've seen from Freeman Liberty, what we've seen from Jalen Adams, Casey Prather, who do you go to down the stretch to fight you back into a ball game if you're Brisbane?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think you put the ball in Jalen Adams' hands.
Oh! Krebs steps back. Can he complete it? Oh, rattles out. The basketball gods playing a cruel game with us. Bradke. Norton gets into the lane, floats it up over Edwards. Does enough to put it off. Walker gets the lane and almost looked like he got it gone upstairs there.
I mean, he's a blur. So quick. The outlet, the push of the ball, Dean Vickerman hugging Tyson Walker. They're having a laugh as they come into the huddle. He's clearly been encouraging the new import. Hey, you catch it in transition. Put the Jets on. Here he goes. Straight past Divas for the easy finish.
And he can get up there as well. He's a man of short stature, but right up there grazing the rim on that finger roll, or maybe the high net. Maybe a bit of exaggeration in my comments there, but I think right now it's certainly more than a pass mark for Walker. If anyone had any concerns over the imports that United, his game in general.
Got you.
The vertical's to be questioned. With the vertical, there will be a point if he gets it on the break this year and he chooses to just lay it up.
Oh, he'll get it on the break.
Yeah. NBL taking on the EuroLeague Giants. One thing I'm most excited for coming up September 18th to the 21st in Melbourne and Sydney. Two of Europe's biggest teams and two of the NBL's biggest teams. Partizan from Serbia and Panathinaikos from Greece, just real. You look at where the NBL wants to go. It's what they're doing over there, in my opinion.
This is fun because you see the EuroLeague Titans going head-to-head in Melbourne, and then in Sydney, you get a chance to see them up against NBL teams. Sydney and Adelaide getting involved, so...
And the EuroLeague season is right around the corner as well, so they are full strength.
Yeah.
Import loaded. Kendrick Nunn, one of the real superstars of the EuroLeague. He'll be there. Smith Milner, can he help him fight back in? He was the hero before, he can't be the hero that time. Walker so quick, stops on a dime. Can't finish it, but Edwards, too big, too strong. Illegal.
Wow, it's almost unfair out there right now with Edwards around the rim, and certainly there when Smith Milner was on the perimeter. He is too big, too strong. No Harrison, no Jacob Holt, missing those big bodies, the bullets. And Edwards taking advantage.
As Liam said multiple times, this team will be very, very different when they're all NBL big. Tyrell Harrison, last year's leading rebounder, is back into this lineup. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Nice spin from Edwards. Tough move. We were saying that we're not sure whether he's a back to the basket work type guy, but he's had a couple of moments today where he looks a little bit more comfortable in that environment.
You were saying? No, but
Purchase from outside.
Yeah.
Can't connect.
He's having fun out there, the big fella.
Edwards again just finds himself an open lane to the basket. Can't finish it. Bowen will drag it down and put it back in.
Well, they're just dominating right now with their size and physicality. Melbourne United.
Freeman Liberty gets underneath the hoop. Purchase will have another try. That one's off.
You said Brisbane was hanging around. Well, this is on the verge of becoming a 20-point blowout all of a sudden.
Smart move there to keep it in bounds from Purchase. Bullets need scoring, and they need it right now. Can they get it through the hand of Freeman Liberty?
He's had a quiet one. Just the 6 points for Freeman Liberty. After pouring on 27 the other night.
Bowen tries to thread the needle, and he does. That pass had no business getting through, and Tash Daniels, the next start, completes the possession.
Good hit from Daniels, good ball movement, unselfish play from Melbourne United.
Adams works. Purchase in the corner. Fakes to the rim. Divas has had some big buckets so far. He can't get one there. And right now, Melbourne United, blink and you'll miss it, have pushed this lead out to 21 points. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Walker, 5. Gets to the short corner. Way off. Edwards will pull it down, and you are really noticing the rebound-sized absence of Tyrell Harrison in the latter stages of this game.
Double-double for Edwards, 14 and 10. He has been impressive.
Well, Adams has had some heroic periods of basketball in his time in the NBL, and he'll need to put one out here if they want to claw back. Krebs finds Bowen, goes upstairs and flushes it. Puts the hands in the air on the way back. Melbourne United, as the kids say, Liam, are having fun with it. Divas. Adams gets into the paint. Little Lena's off.
Finn Delaney rudely sitting right in front of you.
Finn Delaney with no respect for the job of a commentator.
As we finally get the 5-on-5 off we were looking for. And
I'll tell you, next time you do 5-on-5 off, don't have the 5, sit in front of the booth. How about that, Liam?
A big love from these United guys checking in for the guys checking out, because that was a hell of a run. Oh my. Just put the hurt on Brisbane, that group. Well-earned rest for Edwards, Bowen, Daniels and co.
Luckily, some of the starters checking back in to see if they can push this to 30. Milton Doyle and CG43 back into the game for Melbourne. Of course, it's pre-season though, and then, as the coaches say, the wins and losses do not matter, as Chris is off on the fadeaway. Doyle can't get lucky from the outside.
What does matter, pre-season or not, though, is putting the ball in the basket. And the Bullets have had a hard time doing that tonight. Just 30% from the field.
Adams, nice move on Finn Delaney. Can't finish, but he'll go to the line to make up for it.
56 points to their name, Felix. 4 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. We spoke about that import trio, as you see Adams here get himself to the stride. Adams, Freeman, Liberty, Prather combining for 61 the other night against Sydney. They've got 6 points each at this point, a combined 18 for those trying to calculate.
Me. You sensed me just over here vibrating, did you? As the brain was trying to compute the numbers. There was no Prather in the second half. Tyrell Harrison out of the game. Melbourne United just had their way on the inside with this Bullets lineup. So for Bullets fans, don't be discouraged at all. But Melbourne United, be encouraged. Doyle with a nice little cross back. Opts not to finish it with the jumper. Oh, nice fake spin. Finds Krislovic in the corner. The Arabian Phoenix can't make him pay.
The what?
The Arabian Phoenix. We called him that when we used to play with him because his three-point shot was actually quite good, but he rarely ever shot it. So it's like an Arabian Phoenix. You never see it, but when you do it, my God, it's beautiful.
I'm here for it.
I think the only issue is he's not Arabian. He's a good man, though, Fabian. Certainly a good teammate. You can understand why he spent so long in the NBL. Adams, nice hard drive. Finally, the Bullets can add to their tally.
Adams, the second bullet into double digits. Smith-Milner had been Robinson Caruso for most of the night.
Wilson can't bury the corner triple. And right now we enter what we call the pickup game phase of basketball, when the result appears to be locked in and the guys just work out a bit.
Who does their best work across the league in the pickup stage?
Who's the garbage man? Well, Kristovich has done some very good, especially his time at Tasmania. He'd come in and finish the game with 4 and 4.
You got to be kidding me! The man was starting on a Grand Championship Series team.
Maybe last year, but he's had to work his way up. And I know, yeah, credit to Fabian. He has got absolutely everything out of himself in his NBL career. You look back on some of the junior national teams.
Yeah.
He wasn't the guy where you'd pick out and say, oh, he's going to be a championship NBL player. But he's stuck with it, he's worked, and he does exactly what he needs to on the floor. Never plays outside of himself. He's a fantastic teammate. So you can see why Melbourne were really quick to snap him up as soon as he became available, because he fits that Dean Vickerman culture.
Definitely. Jeez, you hear the noise. The Canberrans getting around the blitz.
Yes, hearing the loud noise, and I'm sure you guys can hear it on broadcast, reminds me of one of my favourite memories of our good mate and the late Corey Homicide Williams.
Yes.
When there was a lady in the crowd that was making a whole lot of noise.
Oh, I called with him that game.
She was yelling. he turns around with the headset on and says, "Ma'am, can you just be quiet? We can hear you, baby."
That was some kind of night.
Oh, man.
Nah, they've been very excitable. I mean, it's a 25-point margin, so they're not going crazy about the game right now, but they're so excited just to have the blitz in town, to have NBL basketball, to have... They love their hoops in Canberra.
We probably should have checked what they were screaming about, because nothing was happening in the arena.
You know, the Capitals, the Gunners, they love the Cannons over the years. They love their hoops. They've produced, think about it, Paddy Mills, Alex Tui, Bull Qual. There's so many elite players. That's just on the men's side of things. They're just so excited. Now, that wasn't pretty at all. They won't be excited about that. But
Beauty left this game long ago.
Great to see that local support. And I'll tell you, it sort of reminds me of a little bit of when the NBL took the Blitz to Tasmania as a litmus test for potential expansion, and they really got around it and packed out the joint.
If this is a litmus test for having a team here, there'll be a team here within NBL26.
Jeez.
They've passed it with that much flying colours as Wilson loads one up from the outside, and he loves that off the dribble three as he connects there.
Real pick-up game excellence on display from Wilson.
They are going to find a way to get this team here within the next 3 weeks before the season starts, because they have been out here in force. Divas, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Murray. $28-point lead for Melbourne. They've really pushed this lead out in the fourth quarter. Brisbane hanging with it for a majority of the game. Murray again baseline, but unfortunately... Minute 35 left. Dean Vickerman will be happy with his troop. And their answer back to a disappointing loss in the first game as the Arabian Phoenix spreads its wings and rises from the ashes.
It was a beautiful thing to watch.
Oh, is there music playing, or is it's just... No, it's fantastic to see. And you know what, he'll have some games this year where he comes out and potentially someone will be down and he'll pick up a double-double. He's that sort of player. Wilson on the break, such a strong finisher and one.
Well, just to clarify, there are different types of Phoenixes?
No, I'm unsure.
So you're talking about the Arabian version. There are others?
When we were younger, we may have incorrectly labelled Fabian as Arabian, which he was well in on the joke.
Just to clarify.
We weren't as worldly and well-travelled back then, Liam.
Okay, got you.
We saw the last name.
Because I know of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Who are they?
And so that's one type, but Fabian Krislovich, the Arabian Phoenix, is new to me.
We just saw the last name Krislovich, and then we saw a three-point shot that was beautiful, but it was rarely seen, and we thought, oh, what's a bird like that? As CG43 just goes, yep! 20 more of that to come in NBL26 if he's going to pick up where he left off last season. Under a minute remain, a convincing win for Melbourne. And a bit of salt in the wounds there for the Brisbane Bullets, who just have not been able to get it rolling. But as we've said time and time again, this team with Tyrell Harrison is a very, very different team.
Well, they couldn't get it going. They were fun the other night with the win over Sydney. Just could not get it going tonight. A slow start, a fun second quarter. But it's been a rough ride since then.
Doyle, beautiful hang time. Tough finish. Purchase under duress. Divas. Under 10 on the shot clock. Dalton in unfamiliar territory. He's going to look to back down Krislovic. Divas hoists it from outside. Off the iron. Doyle will round out formalities. A big win for Melbourne United, and CG just looking to add a cherry on top of that one, but they'll have to make do with the cake. Big win for Melbourne, a big answer back. Dean Vickerman, his first game at the helm this pre-season, and the Brisbane Bullets back to reality after a strong first up win, but again, undermanned. No Casey Prather in the second half. That score doesn't really tell the storyline of what the season is going to be for that team.
Yeah, look, there's plenty to be excited about if you're a Brisbane fan, but look, that was a disappointing performance. You know, let's not sugarcoat it. They were fun the other night in the win over Sydney, but they were quiet tonight, had their struggles offensively. Focus on the positive first and foremost. Melbourne United, strong win. Now put the hurt on them in that second half. Dean Vickerman would love the defensive pressure and would love the fact that as a team the ball was moving, everybody was getting involved. Tyson Walker set the tone. Jesse Edwards had a huge night, 14 and 11. Walker with 18 led the way. I thought Ben Delaney had a nice night as well with his 15. 6 dimes to go along with those numbers for Walker. But on the Brisbane side of the fence, man, that was rough. 11 points only in the first quarter. 21 for the entire second half. Just could not get going offensively. Yes, those other pieces will help. Harrison, Dukas, Holt, looking forward to having them back in the lineup. But they need more from everybody else because that was a rough one.
They certainly do. Melbourne United still with Shea Ili to come back in this lineup as well as he deals with some concussion issues. But coming up next at 8:05, the sweet dulcet tones of Joel Peterson as the Tasmania Jack Jumpers take on the Adelaide 36ers. Of course, no Bryce Cotton in that one, but still plenty of firepower on both sides of the floor. The Jack Jumpers, for me, one of the interesting ones. Write them off at your own peril. If I hype them up, they won't do any well. If I say they'll do well, they won't. So I'm not going to leave you any lead in to how they'll go, but certainly two teams we're going to be watching throughout the year. Thanks for joining us in this one. Melbourne United, convincing winners at the CODE Sports NBL Blitz.